babies between 1 to 6 months of age and mainly feeding on liquids such as your breast milk or formula. And you're always worried that if the baby refluxes and vomits, the baby may choke. Let's go over how a baby chokes with these two tubes. These two tubes will help us show it. First of all, our breathing tube is the corrugated tube that's in front. And there is also the feeding tube, which is at the back, and that's just connected to our breathing tube. And when we eat or when your baby drinks, there is a flap that covers the breathing tube so that the fluids may enter the feeding tube. This is how we eat. If the secretions go inside the breathing tube, if this tube is blocked, then there is a problem. You will see that your baby will be coughing, your baby will be vomiting, and will be asking for your help. Mind you, this is not a video where we can tell all about the intricacies of resuscitation. The resuscitation courses for babies, toddlers, and children are about 2 days long, and they go over the 3 main topics. One of them is airway, such as we talked about. This airway, keeping the airway open. The second one is B, that is the breathing. So starting to take breaths. And if the person is not taking it, you give the breaths. And then the third one is the circulation, where you give support to the heart that's not pumping enough. For the sake of simplicity and for what you can do at home, we're going to tell you what to do, how to prepare for an unfortunate event such as choking with your baby when your baby is 0 to 6 months old. What will you need? The few things that you will need will be some soft pieces of cloth so that you can clean the secretions out of the baby's mouth and nose. And then if the nose is blocked, you will be needing an aspirator. And if thick secretions are blocking the airways or the nose, you will be needing some saline solution. Please keep these handy where you change your baby, where you have a drawer for the changing table. And let's go over what you need to do if you find your baby choking on liquids that the baby had just ingested. You found your baby after just feeding your baby, unable to breathe with a lot of vomiting inside the mouth, but also coughing. Turn the baby over and support the baby's cough with small patting so that whatever is filling the baby's mouth can fall out. And remember, coughing is a great reflex, and don't be so uptight if the baby is trying to cough the secretions up. It's a way to open the airway. But let's say the baby is full of secretions. In this circumstance, clean the mouth and the nose area with some gauze and aspirate the thick secretions that may be blocking the airway with an aspirator, twice the mouth and the nose. And then see if the baby is breathing really well, you don't have to do anything. Just support the baby and maybe tap the soles a few times so that the baby is breathing and crying more deeply. If you look at the baby and there are no breaths, chest is not going up, and your baby is limp, not breathing, and totally given up, then in this circumstance, start giving breaths by closing the nose and the mouth with your mouth. And give the breaths as you exhale into the baby's mouth. Take a breath, exhale into the baby's mouth. And then if the baby pinks up and looks great, then all you have to do is maybe to slap the sauce a few times so that the baby can breathe. If you ever have to give breaths to the baby, if the baby was so blocked that you had to give these breaths, then call an ambulance and take the baby to the nearest hospital as soon as possible for further assessment. We hope you never have to use these applications and these procedures, but if you have to, then at least you know you can save the baby's life.